Would you like to journey into a painting with an art therapist to find out the deeper meaning that goes into every piece of art? I'm Michelle Baker, art therapist, owner of MBodied Art Studio, and lover of personal growth. Let me take you inside my painting so that you can really experience the depth and discovery art therapy has to offer. Take a moment right now, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell so that we can really go on these art journeys together. In Healing Heart this month, we focused on the topic of boundaries. Boundaries are so important for maintaining our sense of self and for being empowered as a woman. And what a good question. What do my boundaries look like? What do they actually look like in tangible form? And I intuitively chose to work with my relationship and my boundaries with creativity because I actually struggle a lot with being overwhelmed with ideas and wants and maybe a little shiny object syndrome. So I knew that this was going to be a great topic for me. We talked about the fact that there would be three components to the painting. There would be a boundary represented in some way, and then what's on the other side, like the inside, what do I want to maintain and preserve? And then what's on the outside of that boundary, what am I keeping out? For me and the topic of creativity, the thing that I knew immediately how to represent was that overwhelmed feeling. I just went right into that. I mixed up some paint in jars and got it really liquidy, and I started pouring it up into this corner. So I know that my overwhelm feels messy and swirly and uncontained. And this is funny, actually. I taped off this part of the canvas and then laid some paper down to keep the overwhelm up in that corner, but you'll notice that it still bled through the tape and permeated the boundary that I had to begin with the tape. And it's always important to notice that in your journey, what do you start with? And it seems to me that I started with the thing that I know really well. I'm very familiar with that overwhelmed feeling. Once I had the paint for the overwhelm down, then I was able to go and fill in the next part, the inner part of the boundary. What is it that I'm trying to maintain and preserve? I started the innermost flame using some of the liquidy yellow that was also up in the overwhelm corner. And my original intention was for them to be made up of the same material. But after the painting just took me where it wanted me to go and I reflected on it, I was really struck by the fact that these are not the same. This overwhelm is really different than the creative spark that is happening here. And it was only seeing it tangibly did this realization come to me. When I feel creative on the inside, I'm not differentiating between this overwhelm out here of ideas and shoulds and shiny objects and like, ooh, I just want to do that because I can do it. I don't differentiate between that and the creative spark that's inside of me, more of the true things in Michelle that want to be created and expressed. But I see now in this painting that they're very different. And seeing that tangibly in my painting has been very settling for me to actually realize that all of this mess over here, it's not mine. It doesn't belong to me, and it's not the same as the things inside of me that want to be tended to and sparked as the next creative thing that comes out of me. So if you want to see the evolution of this and the boundary that I end up putting in there, stay tuned, subscribe to this channel because I've got more coming.